Today, 8th of August, it is a historic day. We're going to start the first of the series of the very special oral record of Chinese history to be delivered by the Grand Master Gary Ko, who is also the Grand Master Jiaomun of the Wasan 33rd generation, and also he is a senior member of the Tak Mei Kung Fu. So it is very fortunate for us to be able to have this oral record and archive of the essence that is usually not even found in the history book, and we are going to be able to capture this and leave this as a treasure that's going to be very useful for us to understand a lot more about the essence of Chinese history and also the culture.
Okay. Hi, good evening everybody, students and friends and all these wonderful people who've come tonight. Some of them I met for the first time. Before I begin, I just want to let you know that the series of talks that I intend to make, not just over this year, but for as long as there's an interest and a demand, I will continue having these talks. And for my talks, I've chosen a pet topic of mine, which is Chinese history, civilization, culture, and encompasses as many aspects that China has to offer. Obviously, it's very difficult to do justice to a topic as wide, as deep as China, but I'll do my best. First, you have to forgive me. My knowledge is truly limited. On a topic like China, anybody who claims to be an expert will have to take a lot of insurance, because China is really a really great civilization and has so much to offer us in terms of its scholarship and its literature, its poetry, its history, its martial arts, its calligraphy, and so on and so forth, and music. So before we get into the topic proper, I just want to let you know that I've always been a history fan. Even though my degrees are all in law when I was studying at Oxford, because I was an outstanding student in the first year, I was allowed to do some what we call extra subjects. So I did politics as well as history, ancient civilization, philosophy, and I came first. And I was encouraged to do my doctorate, but obviously I was more interested in law, so I didn't. But I did come first, and I did take the university medal. And in the year that I was at Oxford, I also won the Lee Foundation Scholarship, which I don't know if it still exists now, but in that time it was given to the most outstanding student in the whole university for people of Chinese ethnic origin. So I guess there's some claim to fame there. I have some connection with Chinese ethnic origin. So I'm Chinese and I'm deeply proud of that. And today, my topic is about the early days of the Chinese civilization. For those of you who do not know, Chinese civilization, ancient civilization, is considered one of the 4 great ancient civilizations of the world. 5 if you are Jewish and or of Christian tradition and Muslim tradition and subscribe to their faith. But because the Jewish tradition goes very far back, and it's collaborated largely orally, and the early days are not collaborated in writing. So those people who don't belong to that faith might not subscribe to it. So I'm not going to go into that. But certainly I respect that. They certainly have a very long history, okay? And in fact, if you go back through the history of great civilizations like Egypt, which we all know go back a long way, they were there. Whatever the Egyptian kings did to them or before, they were there. And even the Egyptians identified them. So obviously the history does go back a long time. They claim to go back really way before anyone else. So we'll leave them aside because they're very specialized, because they are elements of religion as well. So I'll leave that aside. But the four big civilizations, ancient civilizations, that's universally accepted in no particular order are Mesopotamia, which corresponds largely with Iraq today, and parts of Iran, and parts of Syria, parts of Turkey. So Mesopotamia, the Tigris River, Euphrates River, going back, civilization, 5,000-6,000 BC, not challenged, universally accepted as one of the oldest and greatest civilizations. Then there's a civilization in the Indus Valley in India, which corresponds roughly with parts of Pakistan, going through Punjab and so forth in that northwestern corridor. Also not challenged, fantastic history, very rich. I'm not an expert on these two. Then there's the Egyptian civilization, also not challenged. You've been to Egypt lately, many of you also been to Egypt last year or this year? Last year. And so also not challenged. These three are great ancient civilizations. They've got all the records there to show, and the carbon dating suggests everything is there. Then the fourth one, which I don't claim expertise, but certainly incredible passion for it, and that's the Chinese civilization, and also not challenged. These are the four ancient. Don't ask me which one is older, because all four of them have got incredibly strong claims. Let's just say there are four amongst equals, okay? They are peers, okay? These four are really ancient, really deep civilizations, and to this topic I will turn today, Chinese civilization.